Hello and welcome to the Claw Studio here at the Royal Opera House. I'm Rebecca Jones, and in tonight's Insight we'll be exploring MacMillan Celebrated, the Royal Ballet's upcoming mixed programme featuring three of Kenneth MacMillan's most pioneering works. MacMillan was one of the leading choreographers of his generation, and he was principal choreographer at the Royal Ballet between 1977 and 1992. He was renowned for his dramatic full-length ballets, including Manon, as well as his one-act works, and he challenged the art form to reflect real human emotions and passions. Across three very different works, Danse Concertante, Different Drummer, and Requiem, this mixed bill offers a taste of MacMillan's endless invention and also demonstrates the extraordinary breadth of his work. The show opens on the main stage here at Covent Garden on the 20th of March. I have to say we're in for a real treat this evening because we're going to be seeing not one, but two rehearsals. The first is Different Drummer. Now that's a retelling of Bruckner's play Wojciech about a soldier driven to madness and murder. The second is Requiem. Now, this was created for Stuttgart Ballet, and it was in memory of MacMillan's friend, the former Royal Ballet dancer and choreographer, John Cranko. Later on, we'll also be joined in conversation by Lady MacMillan, Kenneth MacMillan's widow, and other leading lights from the Royal Ballet to discuss the creation of these works and Kenneth MacMillan's legacy. But first, to rehearse Different Drummer, please welcome Principal of the Royal Ballet, Marcelino Sambe, and Principal Coach, Edward Watson. Marcy, if you want to stand there. Thank you both, because I think you've been rehearsing all day, Marcy, haven't you? Yeah, so you're tired already, so we're really grateful. Ed, a critic described this ballet as not an easy ballet. So tell me, what's difficult about Different Drummer?
I think the way that it's sort of crafted is so like the play in the fact that it's unfinished. So there's a certain ambiguity to it. You don't know. It's not like you watch it and go, this happened, and then that happened, and that happened. We're dealing with different themes of paranoia. It's in his mind whether something happened or not. It's never certain whether he saw something happen, whether she did something. In that way, it's difficult to go, what happened there? But I think when you know that we're dealing with someone who's not dealing with reality, I think that's how to kind of start.
Well, sounds like a challenge for a start. How are you approaching it? How are you getting into the character?
I mean, I've been so lucky to work with an incredible panel of people, Alessandra Ferri, Wayne Igling, Ed Watson, and it's been very fulfilling in that aspect. The information that I've got from everyone has been so ideal for this situation because it is a lot of, there's a lot of solitude in this role. It's all happening in his head, I think, in my view, and this world that is a part of, it only exists in his head, I feel. So it's a very lonely character, and the only solace he gets is from his beloved Marie. Yeah. And obviously, then the betrayal is just too much, and I think that tips him over the edge. So then as well, building the character, building the arc of what this poor soldier is going through. So I want audiences to really fall in love with him and to really be behind him before the horrible acts in the end of the ballet really take place. So it's a very, 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 very special character to play.
Yeah. Ed, you've played this character, haven't you? Mm-hmm. I wondered, is that helpful when you're coaching, or are you bringing too much of what you brought to the role and trying to imprint it on the dancer?
I think it's always helpful when you're coaching a role to have done it yourself. But what's great for Marcy now, it might be overload for him, that he has my experience, and he also has the original creators of the role in the room as well. We've got Wayne Igling and Alessandra Ferri here.
Who we'll be meeting later.
Giving everything that they remember, that they learnt, that's naturally within them. So it's been a really special time for me as well, you know, because I didn't have that when I did the role, you know, they weren't around, so.
Marcy, we're here to celebrate Kenneth MacMillan tonight. I know you appeared in Manon earlier in the season. What is it that is so special about appearing in his work for a dancer?
I think truth, the fact that his ballets, believe, are really based on truth and in real people, real emotions, things that we can all really relate with. Yeah. But then as well the fact that we have incredible people that have danced these roles for years, so fresh from the memory of working with Kenneth. And I think that really just really rubs off on us, and we feel like we're being part of something bigger than just our experience in these ballets. We are carrying so much respect, honor, and just a plethora of incredible information that hopefully we can keep passing on, because there's not other ballets that quite really match the level of heart and blood of Kenneth's work.
Yeah, how lovely. Ed, tell us what we're going to see and what we as the audience should be looking out for.
Yeah, we're going to just do the solos, it's, I can't really tell you what to look out for. I think it's just this sort of, the themes of the whole kind of story is of paranoia, of guilt, of responsibility, of that sort of poverty, you know, the weight of that on you, and this sort of, also at the same time, he's being sort of experimented on, and the exhaustion of that, and also what that's done to his mental state. There's visions, there's voices, there's, you know, and we're just trying to get all of those things said physically.
Yeah. Okay, I cannot wait. Thank you both so much. And would you also please welcome Grant Green on the piano.
Should we do from rolling?
Rolling.
Should we do that one first? That's first, isn't it? That's first?
No,
No, it's the other one first.
This is the chicken one.
Chicken scratching. Okay. Yeah. Good. Really good. Yeah. Nice. So starting, try not to pick this up at all. You're really like wiping the bottom of the front of your foot on the floor. Yeah. I think it's almost too big. It's just the foot. Yeah.
More here.
It's less of a thing, and stay lower on this one. Yeah. Good. And then form this position, and then keep it for the switch round. Don't jump. Don't change anything. Just go. Yeah. Don't look down. Maybe look out. Yeah. It's too much knee and not enough foot. Think of the foot. There we go. Yeah. Good. And this, we're getting a little bit body pop again. Okay. Try and do the step for me, so. Ha. Yeah. Ha. The knee coming in is what makes your body change shape. It's not, you don't come towards it. That knee is, your body responds to the knee break, you know? Yeah. That's it, Mars. Yeah, I think it's not as much down as you're coming away from yourself. Yeah. Good. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. You'll get it. Good. What's next? Jump a little bit more hang, so we get the up and then the weight of this, and not so focused before the next thing. Yeah. You don't have to. Just you're less specific. Don't think of that as like a. Make it reaching towards something, and the leg is a response to you coming this way. Yeah. Good. Nice. Yeah.
This is going really far, right?
I think it's the same one as the one at the end that we got stuck on a little bit. Don't think of the look of the shape of it. This is going so far away from you that your body has to catch up. Yeah. Not low, far away. Ooh. Yeah.
Oh, I see. I almost have to leave my body.
I think you look like you're looking in here and then here. It's that getting away and that's getting that way, yeah? Yeah, good, nice. Then we have, I think think more about traveling back than up and down. And you will go up and down because it's a jump. But yeah, that's the strangeness of it, that it's like something in your back going backwards. Yeah, good, amazing. Use the floor, push off the floor if you want. Good. Then, these are great.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, go.
What Wayne said about getting the turn and up, get rid of the spin, the bum spin.
And over.
We want to see the hand first, not the knees and the hand. We want to see the yeah. Yes, great. And don't wait too long now. So join the spin and the stand together. Yeah. Up. Yeah. That's it. Perfect. Good.
Step.
Knees. Don't think feet, it's the opposite of the other one. This one is knees. So if you think bringing your foot in, it's not the same. They're kind of behind you in the knees joint. Yeah, that's it. That's better. Yeah. They're a little bit straight, and go in with them. Over-cross them. Yes, yeah. And then we need a full. Yes. Almost nothing, just make the position and turn it. Yeah, good. This looked a little bit light. I think that doesn't look as good as maybe something that way. That looked a little bit controlled. Yeah. Try your hand being as far away from the rest of you. Yeah. Think of those like real extreme reaches rather than a balance, you know? Yeah, you will find the balance within that. Good. Then scratches. Good. Yeah, I think it's the same thing. Don't pick them up. There's a certain, your foot shouldn't change shape. I think it stays flat. Yeah. Yeah, that's it. That's better. And this is what Wayne was talking about, of changing the focus, of not really being anywhere. It's like it's not part of you. That a bit of weight in that without bruising yourself. The weight of that heel coming down. So we get this tightness and then a bit of a weight. Yeah, good. And the real work of that. Don't move this one. It looks like a shuffly thing, and I think it's going to look heavier if you just drag to this one, and then it's the leg changing direction that makes the rest of your body change. Yeah. Leg first? Yeah, so we're getting a little bit that. Try and make it the leg that goes, and then the body takes over. Yes. Yeah.
Oh, wrong. I'm like...
Yeah. Good. Do you want to do that again? Or do you want to do... Should we go dun, 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 dun? Have you got the rumble into the manege moment? And then can we go a little bit under towards the end? Just a little bit slower for him. Just, yeah? Do you want this rumble into the knees, knees, knees? Yeah? Yeah, yeah. Good. Reach, reach. Further, more. Yeah, and. Good. Leg first. That's it. Now get going. Yeah, good. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, that's it. Really good. Ooh. Really good, 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 good.
So much energy, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's the right thing. We're good. Yeah, excellent. Have a second, and we'll do a
The sad one.
yeah.
Okay.
So we are working a bit more in images now. This sort of religious, the El Greco painting, which Wayne was talking to me about the fingers, which you got wrong. You've got to look like you're really hanging. So they're a little bit longer. And it's quite specifically, these fingers are a little bit, even though the kind of brutality of having a nail through your hand, in the painting, the fingers are quite delicate. So the sort of the strength is in the arm, but the hands are sort of switched off a little. Try not to bring your shoulders to your head. Maybe just, the head is hanging. There's no more, like break the rule of the ballet thing and like drop it. Really go. Yeah, I think that's the weight of that is what is interesting about when you go down. Yeah. Oh, yeah, but this doesn't change on the way down. No. So just keep them long and keep the thing, and we watch the whole image sink. Yeah, even longer. So wait, and then the last minute. Yeah. Okay. Do you need a moment? Are you okay?
Fine, let's go.
Yeah. So 1/8 in. 2, 3, 4, kick, 5, 6. And stay in that shape. Good, Mars. Stay and stay. Now take your time. Legs. Nice. Good, 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 yeah. No, it was good, it's fine. I think you just got longer. The tension in between those moments, we need the ping and the ping, you know, those, we need to feel that. If it's too easy, we're like, oh, nice, but I think you need to take us with that. Good, like technical thing. Don't have this arm anywhere. See something, and then it can change afterwards. I think with the line looks it already looks broken. Come this way, and then as the leg comes, yeah, great. Yeah, yeah, that's gonna be great. These are really good now. As soon as you can, when you have to turn the corner, move your left leg before anything else. So this is the thing that makes you turn the corner. Yeah, exactly. And it's the same as this reach down here. Don't think of the end thing. It's further than you want it to be. And then we can come back and go calm again. Yeah? Reach, and then this changes, yeah? Just show me one of those. Yeah, you see what I mean? The surprise, we think you're just going to do an arabesque. If you give it away too soon, we need this bit, and then everything changes. Yeah, great. Leg. Good, Mars. Good, 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 good. That's the one. Don't need to do that 5 times. Good. This is better.
I still feel like I'm not absorbing the...
I know it's hard because you need to hold on to stuff in order to balance, but just imagine that, you know, that you're hanging on this thing, and this is the thing we want to see sink.
The longest, right?
Yeah, I think this is really picky and but can you actually have your head a little lower? It's a bit sideways. The weight of this, maybe look, yeah. There you go. Yeah, nice. Great. Yeah, so we get this soft sink, and then we get ping, like 2 at the same time, and hold a little bit more than you want to, and then we get over. Good. Last moment as well, just from the second time of that, from this sharp moment, try and get round in as few things. Yeah, so can you bring your body up sooner so it's not a roll and an up? Can it just be almost straight up? Body up. Yeah, yeah. Just those little things make a massive difference in this absolute worry and panic and uncertainty that, you know, it's like really,
Yeah.
Good. Nice.
Okay.
We're done.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Wow. That is a man who has been rehearsing all day and has come and done that for us. It was absolutely amazing. Marcy, Ed and Grant, thank you both. Thank you all very much. Well, we're going to see preparations now for MacMillan's Requiem. This work is a portrait of a ballet company, a community, if you like, coming to terms with the loss of its beloved leader. To rehearse, please welcome first soloist of the Royal Ballet, Melissa Hamilton, and principal coach, Darcy Bussell. You've also been rehearsing all day, haven't you, Melissa?
Yes, I have.
How tired are you? Be honest.
No, I'm absolutely fine. Nope.
Well, we're thrilled to have you both here.
She's tired.
Darcy, just tell us a little bit about Requiem, because we've got a sense of different drama. I guess this ballet is very different?
Yes, very different. More spiritual, I'm mic'd. Thank you so much. Yes, more spiritual. Obviously, it was in memory of John Cranko, Kenneth, and this was a great inspiration for him, John Cranko. And so it is extraordinary to have a ballet created on the memory of somebody and how that person meant to you. And I believe with all the principal couples, I mean, correct me if I'm not, but each of the principals within the ballet all got their own memories, I feel, of that person. And through it, I think for somebody like Melissa and the solo, it's very much about that loss and how that makes you feel when you lose someone. And all the steps really describe what you're feeling. You don't actually have to put any emotion on within the face because the body is literally telling the audience the story of your connection or what you've lost. And it's all a bit personal, I think. Yes. I wouldn't say it's specific, but what's wonderful is the inspiration behind the paintings of William Blake that Kenneth have got, and they're depicted all the way through the ballet. And actually there's an exhibition of William Blake's paintings in Cambridge at the moment, and a lot of those inspirations that Kenneth has taken are in that exhibition, which is wonderful to know. Yeah. And so you see those images come up all around, and of course it's that slightly otherworldly thing when they talk about William Blake's paintings, and that, again, that very spiritual sort of aspect of it as well.
So Melissa, what are you, I mean, it sounds quite challenging. What are you finding out about the role?
Well, I think the fantastic thing about any MacMillan piece is that you can make it so personal. And like Darcy said, every role within the ballet represents the different relationship with John Cranko. And I think to be able to reflect your own personal journeys and experiences in life through MacMillan's choreography and his work is an incredible thing as a dancer and an artist. It becomes so much more than just steps. It becomes a language and a communication between you and the audience. And I think to try and find the right words to put to the steps is often what is most challenging, because you can do a step in a million different ways and it can represent something completely differently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Exactly
it's
that, yeah. They do.
so I think that is the challenge, to find the dialogue, the correct dialogue to give the best integrity to the work.
Yeah.
I think is the biggest challenge.
Darcy, I wanted to ask you, because you actually had work made on you by Kenneth MacMillan, Prince of the Pagodas. I think it was back in 1989.
Winter Dreams, yeah, Winter Dreams.
Okay, so
Nice thing is he was around when I did Requiem, which was lovely.
so tell us a little bit about him and what it was like to work with him.
I suppose, that he was a mystery a little bit, because he didn't tell you much. He wanted to see what you could bring to certain roles. Obviously, the choreography and the imagery he had in his mind was very, very clear to him. And those emphases in the musicality was very clear to him. And he never wanted anything to look easy. And so if you made it look easy, and I got a lot of advice, because obviously I was very young when I first started working with him, and I had Jonathan Cope, and he said to me,
As your partner?
as my partner,
on stage,
sorry,
yeah.
my partner, my principal partner, and he said to me, Darcy, if you make it look too easy, it will get harder and harder and harder. And I was like, oh, not really understanding what he was thinking. And I was thinking, to know working with Kenneth, and over time I suddenly realized what he was asking of your body, and if you could go further, he'd love that.
Yes.
He never wanted anything to look safe, and it's always just falling out of something, and the pain within and how that comes through your body, and then it comes, you'll see so much in the rehearsal on how those feelings are just described through the movement. You don't have to put anything on facially at all. If anything, if you do that, it's totally wrong. Right. It's very much that physical form and how that's describing the mood of the roles. But Kenneth, he did love you to bring something of your own to it, so it wasn't always strict. If you could do it a different way, okay, let's try that. So it was a constant evolving thing. Nothing ever is completely set in stone.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously as a whole, and the idea and the ethos of the work, and obviously that had to be true. But if there were moments within it that you did something, he liked you pushing and trying to not adapt, to what it felt for you. So it was, everybody's body is different. So what they could do and what they could bring to the role, he really encouraged.
Yeah, gosh, it sounds challenging. How are you approaching rehearsals? How are you finding it?
Well, this particular experience has been incredible for me, to be able to work in the studio with Darcy. And I think the passing on of knowledge, and for someone who has performed a role before.
Because we ought to say, Darcy, you have appeared in Requiem.
Yes.
Yes, if
Yeah.
I hadn't already said that,
No,
we ought
that's-
to say it again anyway. Yes.
No, I've done it a lot.
Yeah, sorry, Melissa.
So I can have conversations with Darcy about how she would have felt at certain things, or she understands certain aspects of the choreography because she has experienced it and danced it. So I'm trying to absorb as much as I can.
Yeah.
And
I'm just trying to help her. Make it easy.
But it should
But
be
not
hard.
look easy.
Yeah.
Not look easy. So Darcy, tell us what we're going to see. Whereabouts are we in Requiem? And is there anything we should be particularly looking out for?
Well, Melissa appears in 3 movements, but the main movement for her is the solo in the 5th movement. And it has a spectacular entrance, but we're going to miss that bit and we're going to do the second entrance into the main of the solo.
Which is spectacular, but not as spectacular as what you're saying.
Oh, no. It just gets better and better.
Oh, okay.
But yes, it's quite a strong role for the woman as well, and physical, and yeah, there's lots of things that she can bring to it to make it really personal to herself, as Melissa said, and that's what's really wonderful about Kenneth, is that you can bring things, but you've got to keep stretching it.
Okay.
Never be ever satisfied, as they say.
Okay.
He would never want it to be satisfied. No.
You've whetted our appetites. We're really grateful. So Melissa, Darcy, thank you so much. Let me grab that. And also thank Hannah Quinn, who is at the piano. Hannah, thank you. Over to you.
Thank you. Thanks, Rebecca. Keep on. So it's quite apt because we had a stage call this morning at 11 a.m. And it's been quite a long day, hasn't it? And so there's quite a nice thing as a couple. We always write notes down from that so we can talk about and really use this as a really useful rehearsal, not just a performance at all. So I think Hannah's going to give you 2 6s. Is that right? Before the... Yeah, into the poof. The placing obviously is quite important. There are 5 couples on the stage as well while Melissa is doing this solo. I will try and stay out the way. Come on here. Thanks, Hannah. Take your time here. And don't go too early. Curve. Well done. Other side. Okay, we'll stop there. I think what we forget is the resistance through the floor is really important, isn't it? Much easier, yeah. So this first step, if we can keep that fluid, even though the pain through the body as you push out, yeah. So if it can keep flowing, so there's no stop. I know the feet don't always do what they want to do. When you're going round, yeah, that yeah. I would stay back a little bit longer on your supporting side so that you can keep reaching and then change. Yes, definitely on the demi. Yeah, but just don't transfer the weight too quick because then it's very hard to go anywhere. If your weight's back, you can have more glide. That's it. And then going down again. And keep that moving, that kind of fluidity through the upper body. And keep moving. Yes! And then that's lovely. That lovely change. Wonderful. Yeah, that's easier. Much better. Yeah, if you just stay back on that supporting side. This is nice. That curve, using the body more on the side, just so that we don't miss it from the audience. Yeah. Yeah. More that da, da, yeah, yeah. More out, yeah, there, yes. But just use the waist, so you're really, yes, that's better. Boom, yum. Go through the foot, go on. Yeah, what's really important is that we can get that movement, so we don't have the boof, yes? If you can think of yes every time, so we don't break that change and through control, if you can. Control, yes, that's lovely. I know it's fast. This was good. This was really good. This was really good. And that lovely weight pulling out. It doesn't have to go there instantly. Yeah, that was really good on stage. Okay, on stage, this get a bit more rotation in the upper body, that feel, and again, that fluidity, even though the feet are going da, 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 we don't want to show that through the upper body. Yeah, so this kind of da, da, yeah, ba, ba. Yeah, so really smooth quality, even though you're placing the feet. Be careful we don't pick it up too much. Again, that, just off. Yeah, you're inclined to pick it up a bit. Yeah, keep it low, keep it small, large with the arms and small with the feet. That's better, because we get a little, sometimes you go ping, those lovely feet. Do you want to just try that? Yes. That step, I think it's very hard to coordinate. Yeah, from just there. Do you want it with music? Yeah. I think it's the, you got, a 9 would be good, yeah. Yeah, so nice rotation. You got a little into it. Oh, it's not lovely. Don't pick up the foot too much, just small. Yes, that's it. Again, yeah, not too flicky. Yeah, really delicate how you lay. Da, da. I know, it's really hard, because I think what it also does, it lifts you, and you can really, you know, that kind of da, 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 get, ba, yeah? So it's quieter. So we don't go, ya, na, 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 ya. Yeah, think of it more, ya, da, ba, 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 play, yes? Careful. Careful with the feet. No, it's totally turned in. Totally turned in. Totally turned in. Just there. Yeah. Yeah, quieter with the feet. Especially now you're not using the upper body, but that lovely pain with the arms, like you're being hung from your arms. Yes, that's beautiful. Go on. Quieter with the feet. Yes. Yes. Now it's more sensitive. That's lovely. Yeah, because it can, we can get a little bit like marching.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, no, lovely. This was good. This was good. You left it to the last beat, which is great. If we can have a bit more daring ability. Yeah, a little bit more. I know Kuhn was pulling it out big time, wasn't he? That's okay. It's the first time with the conductor. Do you want to just try it without music? Yeah, we haven't seen him in rehearsal for a while. So yeah, just after the last fourth one of those, into the bourrée. I think you've got a rise, haven't you? Briny rise. Again, when we come here, remember thinking that it grows really deep from there. Up, yeah? You've got all that music. And it doesn't have to be flying away. It's more in. Yeah, I think it's got to stay there. Da, yeah, yeah? So you're turning, and you're turning, and you're finishing to the back before you turn again, finish to the back before the, yes. I think then it will be much clearer for you. Think you're finishing to the back, the turn, because we're blending it too much. Ba, ba, Go on. There, and coupe. Exactly, that was cleaner. Yeah, that's hard. Do you remember what we said? Try and keep to the left. So think, leave the head, leave the head, leave the head. Nice pull. You did it very nicely on stage. Yeah. End of the day. Do you want to do that once more? Did we stop there? Yeah, we stopped. Yeah, we haven't gone. Yeah, we'll keep going. You all right to do that? Yes. Come on, really low. Turn back. Coupe, that's it. Yeah, you have to leave. Yes, so you're here, then it's da, yeah. Just so we have a bit more power through the legs. Same again, thanks. Not too big. Back, coupe. Yes, stay down. Left side. Good. This was good on stage. Lovely, go forward. Center of your gut up. Okay, stop. Good. Yeah.
The timing. We have 3 counts before this.
You got late.
I was late.
You're late on the stage, yeah. You just indulged on the bourrée on the second set. Yeah, it's only 3 counts, yeah. But you did that perfectly there. This was good, very nice. This, yum. This is working really well with the back. But if you can step forward on it, there. Yeah, but that worked, yeah. So when you come in, it would be lovely if you gave us more down before you go up. And then that real delicate call. Yeah, so it doesn't just come. What are we trying to do? We're calling out. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah? On stage, you could go further.
I really misjudged.
I mean, I know that there's a pillar here, and we're nervous about turning around and hitting the pillar. But Chris had a very good point, is you got that wing. So you can monitor it by the wing. Yes? So you can see that, you're calling, you can see the wing, bah, and then you can sense it before you go. 1, da, this is good. And the lovely slide, very nice. No, really good. And coming out of it, really nice there.
I just wonder if I need to turn slightly more.
If you can slide the bum a little bit more, keep it moving so it doesn't stop there. Less, yeah. You do this so well, it's pushing to come up. Bum. Keep it moving. Go on. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, as long as it doesn't stop. Yeah, if we can keep that motion, and then you richly roll into the next one. Yeah, this was good. Coming up. We laugh because the next bit's the hard bit. Yeah, but it was, I just still want to see the growth coming from there. And then that again, not on balance, off balance, fall. Yeah. Have you always done it on point? Feels like it should be demi. Boom. Yeah. I think it's demi, definitely. I think that it's the right motion, the right action. Because I think when you come on point, you stay on balance, and you want to be falling off. Yes.
Yeah, it gives it.
Yeah, a different feel. Yeah, no, I think I've taught that to Isabel.
Okay.
Sorry. Yeah, try it. Try it.
Yeah.
It might work. It might work for you. Do you want to go from there? That yum, where I think we just stopped. The second rond de jambe coming off the floor. Yeah. Now really from the center up. Can you? I know. Sorry. Because you're coming off the floor, aren't
Yes,
you?
yeah.
You're literally, yes, you've come off the floor, you come up. Can you keep this down? I think you stand up
okay.
and then you go up again and you're already there, aren't you? So if you come up and you're still in that and then you have somewhere to grow. Yes, exactly. Because we're only looking at your back. So we want to see everything change through your back. We want to see that come down. Thank you. Same again. That's nice. Go on, grow. You did this so well on stage, really nice. But I still want more here. Funny that. So from here, I want to, you know that kind slightly rounded, down, yeah?
Maybe I try this way. So
if you start, you come up, that, fill it all out. Like every spine is rolling, yeah?
I think at the minute I'm using the head
Just the top,
to go
yes.
up and down, whereas if I open
If it's
this way.
here. But this was nice, I like this.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that thing with the arms are behind, then they fall. That thing, yum, and then you've got to stay down. You come up straight away. It'd be really nice if we see this. And yeah, I can take my heel off. Yeah. This anguish that she has, the resistance through the floor this step is probably the most fulfilling if we can get really through. Yes, go on, down. Yes, go through the foot again. Through, yes, that resistance, yes. That's what exactly it is, yeah? If it gets light,
No, it doesn't really.
yeah, has to be into the ground. And this feeling of the arms hanging, you know, that kind of even shaking with the, No, over's good. No, over's good. Because then the weight's in the right place. Yeah, because if you transfer too soon, yeah, you'll be on the floor. Yeah, and that sudden change, you did it very nice on stage, that Yes, definitely. Yeah, again, it's the same with weights here. Yeah, and then you cross.
Come after the suit me.
Yeah.
Because I always feel I don't get quite far enough.
Over.
A step is the first one.
Okay. I know, it's that way.
Somehow I feel short the first
This
one.
one. Well, the only thing is you're going through the foot straight away. It's not like you start off, it's the odd one, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I wouldn't worry too much about that one. I think what's turning surprise.
Yes.
Yeah? And then that resisting again through the foot. Through the foot. Then two more. And again that surprise. Yeah, really go on. I know I've got more to cover me up, cushion myself than you do. Should we go from the same place? Is that all right? Yeah, get into the ground. Really, I want to see the pain. Thank you.
Yeah, so leave the body, eyes level down, come up through eye level, grow, yeah, down, off, yes, up, down, good, and cross, go on, through the foot, painful, yes, go on, it's hard work, yes, that's it, push last minute, die off. There, be more daring there. Go on, yes, yes. Keep going. Pain. Throw it, go on. Wah. Yes, in. Everything counts now. Yeah. Lovely. Curl up. Good. Very good.
We're going to let you stop. It was amazing. I think we all want Darcy as our teacher, and we could watch you all night. It was absolutely fantastic. And thank you, Hannah, as well. Thank you so much. Wow. Well, I hope those two rehearsals have given you at least a taste of what we can look forward to in seeing in the Royal Ballet's MacMillan Celebrated. Now, the work we haven't had a chance to discuss yet this evening is Danse Concertante, and that's actually the ballet that will open the bill. It was commissioned by Ninette de Valois in 1955, and this was MacMillan's first major work, and its critical success actually spurred him to abandon performing in favour of choreography. So we're going to hear more now about the ballets and about Kenneth. This evening, I'm delighted to speak to Deborah MacMillan, who is the wife of the late Sir Kenneth MacMillan, as well as principal coaches Alessandra Ferry and Darcy Bussell, and guest principal coach Wayne Eagling. So please join me in welcoming them now. Nice to meet you, thank you. Wow, what a treat it's been. Follow that. Deborah, I wondered if I might just pick up with you about Danse Concertante, because that's the ballet we haven't really spoken about and haven't seen. Can you just tell us a little bit about it and also why it was so crucial to Kenneth's career?
It was the first piece that was commissioned for Sadler's Wells. Cranko was very important to him because during the summer holidays, Cranko was a bit of an entrepreneur, and he ran a thing down at Henley-on-Thames, and Kenneth came and did some pieces for him. And then he did something called Les Durettes, which Rombeck took into her company, and I think Madame got a bit worried. And Madame being de Valois.
De Valois, yeah.
And said, come and do something for us. And he said to me, I had to do something completely different, not like anything that was in the rep. Because, he danced a lot of Ashton, and he danced Fokine and all sorts of the traditional earlier choreographers. And he had been working with Stan Kenton jazz pieces, and Madame said, it's time you picked something serious. And so he chose this Stravinsky piece.
Yeah. And it was this huge hit. It was
I think it was so different that people realised that it was another choreographer had appeared, and which is quite a responsibility.
Yeah.
He found Nicholas Georgiadis. And it's quite a funny story because
he's the designer.
The designer,
and
yes,
also we should say the designer of the beautiful costume on the end. Yeah, yes. The blue one.
Nicholas Georgiadis was a Greek who had trained as an architect in New York, was quite a bit older than Kenneth, very, very well educated, and was working at the Slade. And Madame took Kenneth to the Slade, except she didn't. She took him into the hospital across the road, and they bustled through various wards with Kenneth trotting along behind her, and he kept saying, "Madam, there are people lying in beds. I don't think this is the Slade." Anyway, finally, they found the Slade. I mean, she was quite phenomenal, madam. Wasn't she?
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, and they clicked immediately.
Yeah.
And I think it's an extraordinary piece. And Kevin very sweetly said, "We'll do it in the original designs." I mean, Nico...
That's Kevin O'Hare.
Kevin, I'm sorry.
No,
Kevin
no,
O'Hare.
no. I'm
Yeah.
just for people who don't know.
No, I know. Designers always want to have another go at something. And over the years, Nico redesigned it several times and then said to me, "I've destroyed everything before 1970, which was absolute rubbish. He hadn't. And anyway, Kevin, quite rightly, I think, wanted to revive it as a period piece, which is what it is.
So the costume that we will
Yeah.
see on stage are the same as they would have been in that original production?
Well, not quite the same, because we now have wonderful materials like Lycra.
Yeah.
I mean, the dancers will tell you when they had to get into old costumes, by the end of performances, things were wrinkly and wet
Yeah.
and falling down. Now, of course, the Lycra is phenomenal.
Yeah.
But yes, it's a weird little piece. It's quite extraordinary, but it's very good for the company to do it, I think.
Yeah, it's brilliant. I learnt it at school.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I never got to do it in the company.
Oh.
Not particularly right for it, but I loved learning it. It was
Yeah.
fab.
Yeah. Wayne, I wanted to ask you because MacMillan actually created different drummer on you, didn't he?
Yes.
Which is an amazing honour. Was that the costume you actually wore?
That one there?
Yes.
No,
Ah. Did it look a bit like that?
not at all.
Oh.
No, this was a different character.
This is the drum major.
Ah, so this is not Wojciech.
This was
Okay.
Stephen Jeffries.
Right.
So my character was, he basically had long johns and a hat.
Okay.
That was it.
It was.
And Darcy, this is the costume from Requiem.
On the right.
Yes, on the right. So can you give us a sense of how much a costume makes a difference to the way you move?
Well, there's a total freedom in that costume, you know, and it's an all-in-one. It's all about the physicality through the body, and you can show everything in that language of what we were talking about, and it all comes through the story, through the physicality, and so that costume gives you that total freedom. And also, I think what you'll know when you see the ballet is the incredible lifts all the way through it. It's very demanding on the whole company, and to have nothing in the way is perfect to be able to produce those lifts. So because they are technically very difficult for the company, and yeah, it's exciting to watch, and you see everything basically naked.
And designed by Jolanda Sonnebend.
Yeah,
Yes.
and I was going to say that they also, I think the fact that they're not dresses, they're not characters, it's very spiritual. It's about the essence of the person. It's about the soul, I think, when a costume is like that. It's not anymore a woman or a man, but it's the essence of the human being.
Yeah.
So I think that
They are the
it's so
sinews
important.
of the blood,
Yeah.
veins going through, yes, the pulse.
Amazing. So, Deborah, we've got what seem to be, I mean, look, 3 different very ballets, different looking ballets, and yet here they are on a triple bill. Are there styles and themes which unite them?
They're very different, but they're very Kenneth. And I mean, it always amazes me when I see movement that I think is just quintessentially Kenneth. And when the dancers get that, they get the essence of what he was about. They're linked in some way, but they're you know, the Central Ballet, different drummers, are very tough Buchner play. And again, it's about, you know, a character who's put upon by, he's powerless, basically, and he's put upon by authority, and whether the experimentation that's going on is happening in his head or is actually physically happening, we don't know. I mean, Ed spoke very well about that, and it's the plight of the individual against the horror of you know, a mechanized army. You know, they're grunts, the people on stage. They're faceless. They're wearing these hats that are pulled right down. There are religious references, as there are in the play. And that's obviously Wozzeck's guilt or his yearning or desperate need for something. And as a piece, it's very coherent in that it just is there. The first one, I think, shows Kenneth, the Danse Consultante, shows Kenneth that he's very inventive form, you know, as a very young man. And then Requiem, I mean, Kranke was only in his 40s when he died, and he'd not been terribly long. He'd been in Stuttgart for some time. He was invited to go there and open a company, and he had a group of very close friends, Marcia Hedy, Richard Cragen, etc., Birgit Kyle. And he died on an aeroplane coming back from a tour in America, and they were bereft, absolutely bereft, because they'd left various parts of where they'd grown up to come to Stuttgart and form this company. And then Kenneth wanted to do it here, and the board, in its wisdom, said, no, you can't. So he rang Marcia Hedy, and she said, come do it for us, which he did. And Charlotte and I were with him, our daughter, and they were going on tour to Madrid. And half of it was choreographed in a hotel in a corridor, which was half carpeted.
You can't really believe that when you look at
No,
steps.
I know.
To think, because they are extraordinary moves. They're so simple, but so hard.
Yeah, well, we could see that. I want to talk to you too, because you, not only Wayne, but you also had your role in Different Drummer was created on you by Kenneth. So you have first-hand experience of working with him, Alessandro. What was that like?
Well, I think Darcy said very well. Kenneth was somewhat of a mystery. He never really explained things in details, but I think his choreography, it's so intimate, it's so full of truth that the communication really happened through dance, through the choreography, through the feelings. Working with him, he was
Straight?
No, he really experimented. I mean, we were talking with Wayne before. You know, he would go, you know, do an arabesque, and then can you flip her around your head? And you had no idea. So when we watch now the paradiddle, I'm like, oh my God, we were crazy. I mean, how did we do that? He would really wanted to see go beyond what you thought was possible to do with your own with the body. But there was always a reason and a meaning behind each movement, so it wasn't just for the sake of doing something extreme, but which is what has been so interesting in rehearsing now, is trying to go back, to make the dancers go back to what the intention is and was behind each lift and each movement, even if they're so difficult.
I want to come back to the fact that you're coaching these roles that you both perform, but I know, Wayne, you once said Kenneth gave dancers the freedom to feel part of the choreographic process. So was he happy for you to improvise?
He was very happy, because what he would do, I think, he would be interested in you as an individual dancer and what he could create for you, get out of you. But he, as Alessandro said, he would say, can you start with an arabesque and put your hand there and flip her there, and where does it go there? And you felt a freedom. It's not with every choreographer. Some choreographers have got it in their head what they want to do. It's all drawn out. But Kenneth, he knew what he wanted, but not exactly. And as Darcy said, if you could make it look really hard, he rather loved it. You know?
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm very surprised, because I haven't seen this ballet for 40 years.
No.
So it was coming back and watching it. It was taught by the notator, but I was going, oh my God. Oh my God! Oh my God! You know, just.
Did it all come back?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm going to be performing the 4th performance.
That would be a treat. Darcy, you've I mean, like Wayne and Alessandro as well, but you've performed so many works by so many different choreographers. What is it that sets MacMillan apart?
It was real. I don't know, there's something about, you felt so present and so realistic. It was so human. And maybe it's just the approach he had to it. There was no affectation or, you know, if you suddenly came out of something and you stood like this, it's like, great. You know, it wasn't like, oh, let's be more balletic, or can we finish more delicately, or, you know. And he enjoyed that it could be as real as possible, that it could really relate to society now. And that's what made it incredibly rewarding, I think. You didn't think you were putting anything upon yourself. You, as Wayne said, you were part of that creation. Yeah. So very exciting. I mean, every choreographer has something different to give. But Kenneth, I suppose he was fabulously experimental. Yeah. But not always wanting just to shock. It wasn't about that. It was really creating a feeling, and it had to feel as real as possible.
Yeah. What was he looking for in dancers?
Well, it was his language, you know. He was a very taciturn and not terribly... I mean, I learnt more about him watching his work, really. He never explained anything, which I love, because I get really, really put off by artists who constantly tell you what the work's about. And I think, in a way, he expected the audience to come with an open mind and a brain that's functioning, not just expecting pretty shapes. No. And you know, when he had problems with the critics, it was the audiences that supported him, that kept coming to the work. Critics had all sorts of ideas of what it should and shouldn't be. And he had a tough time. I mean, he became a genius the day after he died, which slightly sticks in my craw, but never mind. I mean, the thing is, he knew these dancers. He knew them as people, and he never really wanted to go and work with other companies until he got to know the dancers. And he knew these dancers very, very well as human beings and as people he was in the canteen with and watching them in class and doing whatever. So I also think what was astonishing is he found in dancers some things they didn't know they had, and he would pull things out of them that were quite surprising to both the audiences and the critics and to the dancer.
Was that your, sorry to interrupt, but was that your experience?
Well, you know, when Kenneth chose you, you thought, well, there must be some reason, you know? I've got something that he wants to exploit is the wrong word, but to bring out. Yeah. And you felt...
And encourage.
You know, he once told me, I don't need to teach you every nuance of this ballet.
Yeah, he wanted you to really...
He wanted the freedom, and it was easy, I think easy for us as the initial creators of the role, that we were doing things that came very naturally to us. And it's very difficult for people who then come later to get this, I can do this step very easily. And other people go, oh, that's impossible to do. Some people can't do it. So we were doing things that came naturally to us. And Kenneth used that, and we went on to the next thing. Yeah. And we never really, Kenneth didn't say, oh, you know, you need to take her arm there and do this. It just, you did it, and he liked it. Monica Parker would be there writing it down, so the next day you didn't forget what you had done. You know, because quite often you'd come in the next day and you'd go, oh, I can't remember what I did. But Monica Parker was there with her Benish notation.
And that's how the ballets are handed down, is it? Because they were notated. Okay. Yes. You were going to say something, Alessandra.
I think he was really, he observed. You know, I really remember Kenneth sitting in the front of the room and observing, like, the dance, like, in the corner. He would observe relations and the way people interacted with each other. And I think he was a great... And he understood human beings and different emotion, and that's what he brought. And you know, talking about the fact that he didn't talk a lot. I always remember when he told me I was going to do Manon. I was very young, I was 19, and I was sitting here on the chair. He was taking a rehearsal of something, and he looked down and he said, "Darling, I would like you to do Manon." And because I was so young, I went, "Manon," because I want to, I want to do Juliet. I said, I said, "I don't understand Manon," and he said, "That's why."
Oh.
But later, I understood what he meant.
Yeah.
That Manon didn't understand.
How interesting.
So there was something about her, she didn't understand what she was doing. And so I think that freshness is what, I don't know if he ever said anything, but that's what I thought he meant. And even looking at different drama now, I thought, I was thinking, why did he choose me? Which I was 20 years old when he created Different Drummer. And I would imagine I had some naivete about me at that time, or some freshness, which he wanted the role to have.
Yes.
So he obviously chose people because they would bring the right quality to that character.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was I think, brilliant typecaster, casting like a film.
Yeah.
He chose people kind of so perfectly for the roles, I felt.
That's what the importance of coaches for me, because the steps are there. They're like music notation. It's a dry, accurate record, but the breath that is put into the roles, the way that the characters interact, the coaches come in, and that's what's so important for these younger generation of dancers who didn't know Kenneth.
No.
And it's 30 years since Kenneth died, so it's so valuable, and it gives the dancers something that's invaluable for them, and will really, really help their performances.
No, I can see that,
Yeah.
but I suppose, Darcy, from a coach's point of view, how much, well, I was going to say pressure, but maybe responsibility is a better way. Do you feel about passing on this knowledge to the next generation of dancers?
I think it's our responsibility, yes, without fail. I mean, if we were lucky enough to work with this genius, you feel passionate enough about the work that you want to pass on. I think the hardest thing is letting them take hold of it. You're so kind of like, I love this piece, I love performing it, and you're like, no, let go and give it to them, and let them it's not about copying what you do at all. You just give them something to play with, the feelings, the expressions, the texture of it, all those different layers, as much as you can give. And obviously you give it to them in bits, because sometimes it's an overload and then they don't know what to do with it at all.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
so
Is that your
everything.
experience as well, both of you coaching?
Yeah, I think what has been wonderful is when you see that they experience it. Something happened in their eyes. When they shift from the steps, rehearsing the steps, and then suddenly they understand what's behind that step, and they experience the truth of the character. The whole face is changing. That's a great fulfillment and satisfaction, I think, for us when they
Same for you,
get
Wayne?
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I know that sometimes it's difficult to move in a certain way, that the character in Different Drummer. And so I think the fact that I grabbed Alessandro one day and I did this movement, and Marcelino went, because he hadn't perceived of it the way that I did it, and I said, you do it your way, but this is the way the emotion that was meant to be at the beginning. And it is a wonderful feeling that when people go, I think I see something there, and they take it and use it for themselves.
Yeah.
I mean, I've had a marvelous time. Everybody works really well. They're so hard. They're talented. They can do more pirouettes. They can do everything, but they're not necessarily natural. They may be natural in a different ballet, but all of a sudden, I did it with Alessandro, and I hadn't thought about it for 40 years.
Yes.
And he went, oh, very different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the generation does look at things differently. We kind of look at through pictures, don't we? When we go back at something, you know, there often is obviously footage, but a lot is through poses. And I said, no, this is a motion, this is a movement. Don't ever think it's a position. How do you get to that position? The breath, the movement, and then it carries on and it then reacts to how you finish it to then move on to the next. And I think they forget how the flow of these connections, each move comes together. And that's what you're giving to them.
Yeah.
Is, you know, we can, as you said, the dryness of learning something straight off, but then you've got to give them that energy and where it comes from.
Yeah.
And I think
the generosity
yeah.
of handing on, which is amazing.
Yeah. I mean, clearly this is all part of kind of this legacy, isn't it? I just wondered, you know, as you said, he's been dead 30 odd years. He's left us these wonderful, wonderful works. But what do you hope his legacy will be?
Well, I would hope each generation of dancers that get to tackle the works get the input from people like these three and make it come alive again for them. It will be different. The training's different, the bodies are different, the attitudes are different, but
yeah.
the intention of each work is very powerful. And if you can convey that to another generation and they make it their own, and that's the generosity of the passing on, is that you hand over and they make it their own. It doesn't happen in a lot of arts. It happens in dance, and it always makes me very,
Yeah.
It always makes me very moved because, you know, you don't see it in a lot of the arts. People hold on to what they have and what they've done.
That's so true.
And in dance, these great stars come in and work like dogs to make the other younger ones have the same experience they had and make it their own. And that's rare
Yeah.
and valuable and terrific.
That seems like the perfect point at which to finish this discussion. Deborah, Darcy, Alessandro and Wayne, thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Well, that's it for tonight's Insight, I'm afraid, but you can see MacMillan celebrated on the main stage here at the Royal Opera House from the 20th of March. Please visit the website for tickets. And for our UK audiences, do join us live in the cinema. That's on the 9th of April or at an encore screening on the 14th of April. Thank you to all our guests this evening. Thank you to everyone who has been here in the Claw studio. Thank you to you online for joining us from around the world. From me, till the next time, bye-bye.